What a superb national anthem. It is now time for Game 37 of the 2024 Banana Ball World Tour, loved by our friends who are all about Serenity Now! Serenity Now! The legendary folks over at Zappos. As the boys kick line it out, the Nanners will huddle up and look to cook up a game plan that will result in an evening of this three-game set here in the Camellia City. Party Animals victors last night, 2 points to 1. Going with the opener once again, here in what is the 150th all-time Banana Ball game played in front of fans. Sutter Health Park is jumping. Over 14,000 Bananiacs and Party Animals faithful all ready to rumble. And we get a camera on Ryan Cox because the Banana shortstop is venturing into the stands. We got word from our BTV crew down on the field that Cox met a young fan in the VIB experience, cat named Aiden. He loved his glove so much. He said, I'd like to make my first play tonight with that leather right there. So he trades mitts with Aiden, and he will use that glove as we kick off this Banana Ball game.
Coxie loved the glove that he found from Aiden at VIB today. It's a really great fans first moment that he is creating. And what Ryan Cox loves to do is challenge himself defensively each and every night on the diamond. This is really going to be a true test to see if he is the premier defender in Banana Ball.
Schnazzy mitt right there. Let's take a look at the rest of the defense for the Bananas. Left to right in the outfield, it's Robert Anthony Cruz, D.R. Meadows, and Reese Alexiadis. At third base, Danny Hosley. Of course, Cox at short, Jackson Olsen over at second base, and Eric Jones Jr. at first. Behind the dish, it is Bill Leroy, Ryan Kellogg at the center of the diamond.
The last time we saw Reese Alexiadis in right field, he became the fastest outfielder to 3 trick plays in Banana Ball history. And because they want to get Reese back out in right field, and after Danny Hosley's heck of a game last night, they want to keep him out in the field. He transitions to third base tonight, and it is going to be really cool to see what Ryan Cox can do, up to 81 trick plays at the shortstop position.
I know. The 6'6" southpaw out of Whitby, Ontario, Ryan Kellogg, hoping that Aiden's glove treats his shortstop well. You take a look at the stats on Kellogg's second tour.
And Ryan Kellogg, a 1-0 record in games out west this season. He's pitched 4 times out west, a 4.15 ERA, 3 minutes and 29 seconds, the average MPI time for him. He's only allowed 2 sprints and 11 strikeouts. He's got a 1.22 ERA plus in that span as we send it down to Jesse Cole.
I need everyone here to yell, start the clock. 1, 2, 3. Showtime.
Time to shine. Party Animals lineup with Reese Hampton at the top for the 37th time this year. Chase Acuff making a home for himself in the 2-hole. Same goes for Jake Skoll hitting third. And Dalton Cornett cleaning it up. Rayson Bloomer inserted back in the lineup in the 5-hole after a night off an evening ago, as this one's chopped to EJ, flips to Kellogg. He beats Hampton to the bag. And 1 pitch, 1 out. Good start for the former Chicago Cubs minor leaguer.
Scary play to start the ball game, considering Eric Jones Jr. had trouble with the ball, bobbling it just a little bit. It's a good thing Ryan Kellogg did not assume that Jones Jr. was going to go for the putout at first base, deciding to run over and cover the bag. Easy flip for EJ and 1 down on just 1 pitch.
The Animals boogieing as Chase Acuff steps in. Takes a heater right down the chute for strike 1. The shortstop hitting .296 in his sophomore campaign in Banana Ball. 2021 Collegiate Banana before that. Helped the Nanners win their first of back-to-back Coastal Plain League championships. And a hot shot through the 6-hole. He's aboard with 1 away. Kellogg with a 5-pitch mix. 2-seam and 4-seam fastballs, changer, slider, and curveball. 7 years of minor league baseball experience, just like this guy, Jake Skoll. 15th overall draft pick back in the 2010 MLB draft, who sends this thing into the second deck, bobbled by a fan. So another life for the former UGA football player. Scully dominant in his fourth tour, hitting .321, pacing his team with a .428 on base percentage. Is tied or leading the tour with his 4 triples and 13 doubles. Stands alone at the top of the runs scored and runs driven in leaderboards with 37 apiece. And he just passed his buddy Hampton for the sprints lead with his 22nd and 23rd last night.
Was 2 for 2 last night, 2 singles, and came up with those 2 ball 4 sprints. Entering tonight, when you look at his weighted runs above average, Jake Skoll sits at 9.9. If he can just get up to 10, he will become the first party animal this season to become worth 1 offensive win to this ball club.
It's a strikeout for Kellogg. Gets Skoll on the gas and will pull off one of his patented Napoleon Dynamite celebrations. Skoll always a very vocal man at the dish. Kellogg normally deals with him with slow, and slower. But pitching backwards there surprises Scully with the heat.
And this is a pretty encouraging start to see from Ryan Kellogg, setting down Hampton and Skoll despite giving up the single to Chase Acuff. We've seen Kellogg quite a bit this season start to suffer the fate of Cowboy Kyle. 4 of the top 5 batters in this Party Animals lineup tonight are all batting .316 or better against Kellogg. And that's where we saw Kyle see so much trouble. These guys knowing how to face him, especially at the start of ball games.
2-1 count here on Dalton Cornett. Just like Skoll in front of him and Kellogg on the mound, a former Atlantic League man. Best independent professional league in the country as DR Meadows races in and snags the looping liner. Kellogg puts up a donut in the first, and the Bananas just need 1 run to walk off our first inning tonight and give themselves a 1-point lead. Another look at the Meadows running catch. Here's how the Party Animals line it up defensively. Left to right in the outfield, it's Noah Fisher, Reese Hampton, and Jake Skoll. Third to first in the infield, UC Bryson Bloomer, Chase Acuff, Dustin Baber, and Jason Swan. The man with the mask is Bronson Ballholm, and Garrett DeClue, the opener on the bump.
We saw Chase Acuff, Dustin Baber, and Jason Swan all record 1 trick play for the Party Animals last night. Jordan Hussein manning the hot corner had 1 as well, but he is instead replaced by Bryson Bloomer with 18 trick plays this season. Bloomer had 40 last season for the Animals, is already on pace to beat that here in 2024. And meanwhile, it is still Noah Fisher with 3 trick plays this season, all of them coming at third base, looking for his first as an outfielder.
Garrett DeClue, the man at the middle of all the action, the pride of Littleton, Colorado. The smallest man in Banana Land at 5 feet 7 inches, but quite possibly the most beautiful voice. As you see, he actually comes in singing as we speak from the crowd. And we'll grab a glove from a fan. The man out of the University of the Cumberlands with a unique entrance to Sutter Health Park.
A fun entrance to start this game for Garrett DeClue, getting a little interactions with the fans before starting to warm up. And as we zero in on the stats for Garrett DeClue this season, making start number 2, it's his 9th time climbing the hill overall. And this is Garrett DeClue's first outing since April 21st. He was unable to record an out and allowed 3 runs and a walk-off to the Bananas. Control, more than anything, has been the primary issue this season for Garrett DeClue, but it's worth noting in his one and only start this season, 1 inning pitch, did not give up a run, a hit, a sprint, earned a strikeout, and also got his lone win on tour this season as well.
Well, he'd be the first guy to tell you that his 9 ball 4 sprints in 5 2/3 credited innings is not something he is proud of. He hasn't had control problems like this in the past. In fact, this past summer he was in the Alaskan Baseball League as DeClue and Meadows both pull off the backflips. And he was only averaging 3.6 walks per 9 innings, so very different than in his first season in Bananaland, as there is a fine sliding grab by Jake Skoll as he battles the sun.
Garrett DeClue with instant admiration for his right fielder in this ball game, sticking the glove up and thanking him for making a phenomenal play to start this ball game. And the Party Animals, they're trying to do anything they can to keep DR Meadows off the bases, considering a guy still batting over 400 on tour this year. And on the first pitch of the AB to Michael Deeb, this one lined out to the opposite field, and Deeb with double number 9 on the 2024 tour.
He's one behind Jackson Olsen for the team lead. The former Chicago White Sox minor leaguer is pinch run for by his fellow fourth-year Banana Malachi Mitchell, the Bananas' designated runner. Remember, in Banana Ball, your designated runner can pinch run one time every trip through the order. So Malachi is burned until the Bananas can get it back to DR Meadows at the top. And Michael Deeb remains in the extra hitter spot. It's not like a pinch runner in baseball. Reese Alexiadis in the 3-hole, ahead 1-0. Dangerous man at the dish. Takes that fastball just a smidge out. Good frame by Ballhome. Does not get the call from Vincent Chapman. Super Reese has his batting average up to 296. Good to hear them playing some cake in the ballpark. Shark knows to honor the Sacramento band. Fashion Nugget was Josh's pick for a BTV album of the day yesterday spilling into today.
I think it was well worth it.
Oh, you're telling me.
Good to get some horns in the ear holes today.
I'm a big cake guy, both in food and music form. Actually, that's a lie. I don't really love cake as a food. Kind of a weird take from me. Oh, baby, that one just misses. Tight zone for Garrett DeClue. Alexiadis very happy about it. He grabs walk-off number 10 on his rookie campaign in Banana Ball as Flash scampers home. And the Nanners, after never establishing a lead last night, up 1-0, 1 inning in.
It's a nice sigh of relief for the Bananas and their coaches Tyler Gillum and Adam Byron, and for Reese Alexiadis, now outright leading the tour with 8 ball four sprints that have come with runners in scoring position this year.
Another look at the pitch. Tight one. Tough for that not to go DeClue's way. The Bananas, of course, will take it as we get a look at the steals of first base leaders on the tour. And then on the bottom right side of your screen, the unfortunate 2 guys who have been caught stealing thus far.
Well, of course, stealing first base, one of the rules very unique to Banana Ball, and of course, on passed balls or wild pitches, you can see batters attempt to steal first base this season. Now, overall, 19 steals of first base in 2024, and for a majority of the tour, the Bananas were the team leading in steals of first, but the Party Animals picked up 2 last night, from Dustin Baber being one of them, now up to 2 steals of first on the season. But he, Chase Acuff, and Noah Fisher are still chasing DR Meadows, the Bananas leadoff man, pacing all players with 3 steals of first. And unfortunately, Brandon Crosby and Taj Porter, the only 2 men this season who have been caught stealing a first base. And of course, new to Banana Ball, both of them rookies. They're learning, though.
We've got to get it down to the field because Bill Leroy is coming out with full hockey goalie kit as we're in the midst of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Bill showing off his skills. Locked in, tapped in, dealing with everything that our director of entertainment, Zach Frangelo, formerly of the Vegas Golden Knights, hurls his way. And it looks like Bill's ready to rumble. He will trade the goalie glove for his catcher's mitt.
But he'll keep the leg guards on.
Naturally.
He likes the feel of those leg guards, it would appear.
It's good we were able to find a quadruple XL number 1 jersey for another one of the smaller men we have in Bananaland. And now Bananaland's Big Maple will scoot that one in, a worm burner from Ryan Kellogg with the hockey pitch. 1-0 count. on Bryson Bloomer. Kellogg goes back to the well. Pitch number 2 behind Bloomer's butt, and he's going to accept a hitter's count and wait for a 2-0 offering from Kellogg, who's going to get rid of the ramp and throw this thing the old-fashioned way.
That was a pitch in which Bryson Bloomer could have tried to steal first base against Ryan Kellogg, but feels that he can come up with a much more dangerous result as Ryan Cox, using the glove from Aiden, goes between the legs with the trick play out. It's an amazing play, and the glove magician truly proves he can do it all.
Shouts out the young fan behind the dish who blessed him with this sweet mitt. Another look at trick play number 82 on the tour for the glove magician. It is a beauty between the legs, 360. We'll see if he can grab 1 or 2 more with Aiden's glove. Bill still in the full hockey goalie kit behind the dish. 2-0 count on Tanner Thomas, who, as Josh mentioned, stole his first base of the tour last night. Part of a 1-for-3 evening with a booming ground roll double, bouncing into the bullpen in right center. A guy who has rare reverse splits, actually has always hit lefties better than righties. That goes back past the Virginia Tech days, even to the Tallahassee Community College years.
And it's held true against Ryan Kellogg this season. Tanner batting .412 against him and is going to draw a ball 4 sprint here. Banana's sprint defense executing this one very well. Tanner with a turn thinking about going to second base there, but instead opting to stay with just 1 bag. And that is the first ball 4 sprint for Mr. Thomas since the 29th of March.
8th of the tour. We had 7 across the first month and a half of this year. And the key to that tremendous ball 4 sprint defense by the Bananas was Ryan Cox using Aiden's glove. A snazzy behind the back glove flip to Olsen. And it kept things cruising at a tremendous pace for the 7 Bananas behind the pitcher and catcher that had to touch the ball before it was live. Good take there by Fisher on the bouncer in the dirt. 1-2 count on the Animals left fielder.
I mean, how cool is it to show up to a game not even aware, you just bring your glove hoping to catch a foul ball, and instead one of the players takes their glove, uses it in the game, and gets a trick play, no less. That's pretty unique right there, as Noah Fisher plunked by the pitch, and he's gonna worm it out backwards to first base.
If you could call that a worm, Fisher not thrilled with his performance. I'm not saying I could do any better. I'm notoriously a terrible wormer, unlike my fiance Lauren. One of her legendary party tricks is Fisher now stands alone atop the hit by pitch leaderboard. Separates himself from Bryson Bloomer. That's the 5th time he's been plunked in his rookie campaign.
And he will also be pinch run for over at first base. The Party Animals designated runner Jordan Hussein entering the ball game.
To the 8 hole in the order we go. Dustin Baber is all of his teammates. Brett Helton chief among them, still ripping the Irish jig outside their dugout. Thomas takes off for third. This one popped on the right side of the infield. Tanner doesn't know it. It's grabbed by Leroy. Throw to second. In time for the double play. Ryan Cox with the scoop, using Aiden's glove to perfection. The glove magician with 3 snazzy plays with the borrowed leather. And now he will head back into the crowd and get his glove back as he returns Aiden's mitt to him. Are you kidding me? That's what it's all about right there, a hug between those 2 legends. And another look at the double play, grabbed by Bill in all of his hockey gear, tossed to second, and there's the scoop by Cox. with the borrowed glove of Aiden's.
And it was great communication as well from Ryan Kellogg and Eric Jones Jr., recognizing that Tanner Thomas was stealing on that play and telling Bill, hey, throw it over to Ryan Cox at second base. Bananas able to double up the party animals and get Kellogg out of that sticky situation.
And as we suspected, only one inning of work for Garrett DeClue. He'll only be credited with a third of an inning because the Bananas walked it off while he only had one out. And Dylan Porter, the Oakland, California kid, will take over. A very different look for the Bananas. Obviously, you go from a southpaw to a right-hander, but Porter, a power pitcher, high spin rate fastball, and a nice four-pitch mix. He'll work in a slider, curveball, and changeup as well.
And it's the fastball and the changeup that he's relied on the most this season. And for Dylan Porter, he's a great guy to follow. Garrett DeClue can get up to mid-90s, especially when he's pitching in relief rather than having to go longer as a starter. Probably see him get up to 92, 93 in this outing. It was very important for Dylan Porter in his last outing, not allowing a run to the Bananas, did not give up a ball for sprint across that inning pitched.
He's got a meaty part of this Nanners lineup, 4, 5, and 6. What a sight for sore eyes this big boy is. Dan the Man Oberst, after a 3-game absence, injured himself 4 games ago in Fresno, California, trying to snag a pop fly over the shoulder in shallow right field when he was playing first base. Turned out just to be a bone bruise. Gillum Viro and their athletic trainer, Francis Gilbert, taking no chances, making sure Oberst is back to his full terrifying power before inserting him back in the lineup. And here he is DHing in the cleanup spot. He's got a 3-0 count.
Dan very wisely took great care of himself during the 3-game absence, and the Bananas also had to be thrilled, winning 2 out of the 3 games with Dan out of the lineup, still getting good production from the guys in his place.
This is one of the greatest hitters in Banana Ball history. He's in his 3rd World Tour, his 6th year as a Banana after 3 collegiately. And he's going to test the party animal sprint defense, showing off the wheels, and he'll get into second safely. Fisher couldn't handle the flip from Hampton cleanly. He was the 6th of the 7 party animals who needed to touch it. Had to get it to Skull before a tag could be applied. And the inning-winning run in scoring position, just 4 pitches into Porter's appearance.
Excellent hustle from Dan Oberst. Looked a lot like Jake Skull on the ball 4 sprint, just trying to get to second base as quickly as possible. There was never a second thought there from Dan. And Noah Fisher, still new to playing the outfield in Banana Ball this year, so still getting adjusted to manning that position in the sprint defense and fielding the flips from Reese Hampton and Jake Skull.
5 straight balls from Porter. Fastball below the knees to Danny Hosley. Only 2 walk-offs here in his 2nd year as a Banana, but led the tour with 28 inning enders a year ago. Bouncer up the middle, it will get the job done. Baber goes between the legs. Picks up trick play number 51 on his 2nd tour as Oberst advances to 3rd with just 1 out.
Justin Baber hasn't had a lot of trick play opportunities as of late, so anytime you see one getting hit his way, you know the only thing on his mind is trying to go between the legs or get a bounce pass over to first. He retires Hosley there.
What a spot for Eric Jones Jr. Inning-winning run is 90 feet away. And EJ with the special walk-up. Lipsenko clock for the Nanners first baseman. He's got Dearman, Donaldson, Archer, and the rest of his teammates all joining him for the grand finale. Josh, you enjoy a double shot of whiskey, buddy?
No, I'm not supposed to do that anymore.
Anymore?
Yeah.
You got a story for us here? We've got a moment.
No, I don't know if that one's supposed to be shared publicly.
All right, TBD. Sorry, folks in the chat. I know you're chomping at the bit to hear why our darling Josh seemingly a model citizen.
I'm a model citizen. I vote. I pay taxes.
Yeah, but you're not allowed to have a double shot of whiskey anymore for an undisclosed reason, which is just, I think you're just making it worse for yourself than sharing with all of Bananas and Party Animals Nation, the Bananiacs and Party Animals faithful out there, why this is the case. 0-2 count on Eric Jones Jr. Fastball up and out. The former Mariners and Twins minor leaguer with 11 walk-offs here on his third World Tour. You're going to keep it to yourself?
Yes.
Okay.
Indefinitely.
Oh, indefinitely. Okay. Laser beam into left. And it's a dozen walk-offs on the year for EJ. Oberst scores easily. Nanners up 2 points to zilch, 2 innings in.
One of the best bats against Dylan Porter this season. Eric Jones Jr. now 4 for 10 against him and extends his 8-game on-base streak for the Bananas, and already up 2-0 in this ball game. Very important for the boys in yellow.
Danny Oberst leading his teammates and the full capacity crowd here in Sacramento in a roller coaster celebration. Now he'll be mobbed. It's the first time I've seen over 14,000 folks all participate in a make-believe roller coaster ride at the same time. It'll be Maceo Harrison and the fellas dancing us to the third inning. Nanners up 2-0. What a job by Maceo, DJ the Invader, Andy Archer, Alex Ziegler, and Malachi Mitchell. A lot of Tookus work in that boogie. It is 9-10 and then 1 in the order for the Party Animals as we kick off inning number 3. Take a look at Bronny's numbers there briefly in his first World Tour. He's been terrific, hitting .306, and his .409 on base percentage is second best on the squad. Only Jake Skoll reaching base at a higher clip.
He gets bat on ball. It's a very disciplined approach. He's got 8 runs batted in thanks to ball 4 sprints. And for Ballholm, an incredible arm behind the plate as well, which is why he draws the start for the Animals.
Way out ahead of back-to-back off-speed offerings from Kellogg. A crafty lefty who goes with the heat, and this one straight to Cruz in left, who has it for out number 1.
Number 2, Jason Swan.
The ball home gives way to Jason Swan, the first baseman, who remains the Party Animals leader in batting average. A surprising spot for him, but in the 10-hole, truly he serves as a second leadoff, hitting .327 here in his second Banana Ball World Tour.
And we saw him bumped up to the 7th spot in the order for a couple games. Things not necessarily going Swanee's way, so they bump him back down to the second leadoff position, and so far it's really paid off for him. He's got a .358 batting average, 15 runs batted in, and a 108 OPS plus when batting in the 10-hole.
We'll have to wait for the 0-1 offering as Kellogg brings in Olsen, Cox, and Meadows. And they pull off the choreographed dance. A classic from Kellogg there is the heater is fouled away. Oh, we go to the land of shadow and flame, and we're back at better than ever. Oh, how about that? A little excuse me bouncer down the right field line. Swan digging it towards second. Alexiadis' throw off line. He didn't have a chance. Nice hustle double. 5th extra base hit of the year for Swan. And he's on second with just one down.
Well, we saw it had been a while for Tanner Thomas since he had drawn a ball for sprint for the Party Animals. For Jason Swan, this is his first extra base hit for the Party Animals since March 23rd, game 1 of a doubleheader in Gwinnett County.
Big bender misses down. We're back at the top of the order. Reese Hampton grounded out to first on the first pitch of the game. Generous call there by Chapman to even it up. And on a hop, Hosley gathers it. Looks Swan back to second. Takes care of Hampton for out number 2. Danny continues to impress. That was hit sharply at him, and he made it look routine as per usual.
Loves to get his reps at that third base position and practice for the Bananas. And there are definitely certain players between both the Bananas and Party Animals who feel that Danny Hosley, the best third baseman of any player.
DR Meadows will add some sauce, a cartwheel and a backflip after he grabs the liner from Acuff, who's now 1 for 2. And Ryan Kellogg looks terrific tonight. Strand Swan on second and has put up 3 scoreless innings now.
Good to see from Ryan Kellogg. Really struggled with 2 outs last weekend, giving up all 3 runs to the Party Animals when he had 2 outs in an inning. But so far, just scattering hits and base runners. And it's 3 shutout frames so far for the lefty.
Down to Jesse Cole for Meadow Pops.
38 years. Let's hear it for Judy and Todd. Well, we're going to check to see how good those marriages are today, because we have a promotion where they're going to have to pop balloons in weird ways. We call it Menopops. And so, Judy, are you ready? Carrie, are you ready? Let's pop some balloons on your husband. Here we go. Go. And here she goes. They got to pop 3 balloons, and whoever pops the third fastest wins. Here we go. Let's see what this next one is. All right, what do you got? Oh, jeez. Oh. All right. It looks like Judy and Todd are off to a good lead. Oh, geez, all right. And here we go, the last one. Judy and Todd. Oh! And there you have it, the winners of Menopops, Judy and Todd, married 38 years. Congratulations.
With the former Sun Devil, the 6'6" lefty on the mound for the Bananas. The Party Animals here in the bottom of the 3rd inning go to their former Sun Devil, the 6'5" lefty, Connor Higgins.
Appearance number 11 for Connor Higgins on tour. Through 1 inning last weekend. Gave up a hit to the Bananas, but also 2 strikeouts, his second multi-strikeout outing of the season. And Connor Higgins did all of this while eating spaghetti that was in his back pocket after it was submitted as a fan dare. And I'll tell you what, he looked unfazed out there on the mound and hoping to repeat that success tonight, sans spaghetti.
Correct. The spaghetti lathered in butter, as you could imagine, for the man we call Big Butter. The pride of Allentown, Pennsylvania, facing off against the pride of Fontana, California at the dish. 2-2 count as Higgins gets back into it, commands a powerful fastball. It's about 93 to 95, can touch 98. One of the biggest velo guys we have in Banana Land. Right up there with Ethan Skujay for the Nanners and Austin Krasminski. Slider misses up. Higgins also employs a changeup. Goes to the fastball on 3-2. This one hit a mile high and out of Sutter Health Park. No chance for the fans to make a play.
Rack late on that heater from Connor Higgins with the count still 3-2. I think you challenge Rack once again with the fastball, especially knowing for Higgins the pitch that he has the best control of over the plate.
Same pitch, similar result. This one could have been caught. It is not. 7-8-9 for the Nanners here in the third as Rack tries to get some of his buttons back together on his jersey. And a bouncer up the middle, going to be a very tough play. Barehanded, no, Baber couldn't grab it. I don't think he had a shot in the world. Anyway, Crew's not the fastest man on planet Earth, but he's got great baseball speed. Very quick. And gets down the line in a jiffy. The inning-winning run is aboard with nobody out.
He's described himself as a guy with sneaky wheels for the Bananas, and for Dustin Baber, the only chance he had at making that play was going barehanded and just didn't pick the banana ball cleanly there, and that's why Rack was able to reach.
With the former Washington Nationals minor leaguer at first, the former Los Angeles Angels minor leaguer on the mound. The 5-year man out of the University of North Georgia steps into the box. The resume not as traditionally powerful as a lot of his teammates and opponents in Banana Land. But only Kyle Lewigs has spent as many years as a Savannah Banana as Bill Leroy. This is campaign number 7 for the dynamic duo. Bill, the king of Dublin, Georgia, dubbed by yours truly, and having a fantastic third career Banana Ball World Tour, hitting .333 with a .438 on base percentage. Only DR Meadows is reaching at a higher clip. That one at the bottom of the zone, count even at 2-2. Slow tapper, another tough play for the Party Animals infield. Bryson Bloomer will take care of his 2021 collegiate summer teammate as Rack advances up to second.
Good play by Bryson Bloomer on the tapper off the bat of Bill Leroy. Had his momentum shading him towards that first base bag, and that was the reason you saw Bloomer opt to go towards first base instead of try and make a throw over the shoulder to try and get the lead runner. Smart play by Bloomer as this one hit right back at Connor Higgins, ricocheting off his glove. And Jackson Olsen able to reach on an infield single.
Boy, tough luck here for Higgins. Olsen bounces that one off his glove. A pair of infield singles and a ground out as Nanners at the corners with just one out for his fellow Pennsylvania pal, Ryan Cox in the 10-hole out of Aliquippa, PA. Corners are in for the Party Animals. Bloomer at third, Swan at first, who is holding on Olsen. They're in on the grass. Acuff and Baber up the middle will try and turn 2. Healthy cut and a miss. Bananas lead 2-0. Looking to claim their third point in as many innings. 2 balls and a strike on their shortstop.
We've already seen Ryan Cox make some special moments on the field with the glove. Now trying to do it with the bat, and Coxie batting .286 with runners in scoring position this season. That will climb even higher. This one finding grass in right field, and the Bananas with 3 straight points to open up this ball game in Sacramento.
Coxie grabs walk-off number 11. Tied for the 4th most on the tour. As with Dalton Malden at the middle of the nonsense, Bananas channel their inner Mumford and Sons. A little stomp and holler from the fellas. They're up 3-0. And we'll get it down to the young professor.
And we're getting close to summer, and we here in Banana Land love aquatic activities. So we're going to get a little wet and wild down here on the field with a brand new game that we call Flipper Off. Not that kind of flipper off. I'll explain. Let's bring out our contestants here. I've got Matt and I've got Joe, and they are ready for summertime. They're in their flippers, they're in their floaties, they got their goggles, and they are gonna have to race around the bases. But while they're racing, all of our ball players who throw really hard have water balloons that they're gonna be hitting these guys with. The first one to make it home wins. Matt and Joe, are you ready? Gentlemen, goggles off. Then on your mark, get set, flipper off. Here we go. Here they go. Matt is in the lead, and they're getting pelted by our infielders. Matt slowed down. Joe is in the lead. Oh, a big white in the flippers. Oh, good sportsmanship. Good sportsmanship. Get up, fellas. Oh, he threw him down. It was a ruse. Joe is in the lead. They're getting absolutely decimated by our players. They're getting close to the finish line. Here comes the big bucket. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner of Flipper Off is Joe.
Boy, I hope the field needed some water because it got a good dose of H2O in that first ever promotion. And as we head to the fourth inning, we're joined by Bananas left fielder, the pride of this beautiful Golden State, Mr. Robert Anthony Cruz. How are you living out there, my friend?
We're living good, man. Happy to be back in my home state. It's a good time.
Now, you have performed incredibly, hit above 500 in last weekend's series in Fresno. Is there something special about getting to bring Banana Ball back to California?
Very. I don't know why my home state would be treating me like that, but
It's the meat of the order for the party animals. Skull, Cornet, and Bloomer, 3, 4, and 5 as Vincent Chapman presses pause on the game to dust off home plate and do what he does. Rack, I was shocked when the fans in Fresno came away with the foul ball for you. I mean, I really thought that there would be a lot more loyalty to their home state kid.
you know.
Vincent Chapman goes buck wild, as he's been known to do, as water balloon still flying. I apologize that you haven't gotten to be a part of the water balloon fun as we were miking you up. I mean, this seemed like a delight to be a part of.
This is a little bit. We got a warm day. That probably felt pretty.
And it appears over in the Party Animals dugout that they are all coming courtesy of Tosh Porter getting a night off after being behind the dish. Guess he's just exercising that arm in case he draws another start tomorrow as catcher.
Bouncer to Eric Jones Jr. He will race Skull to the bag and just barely win that battle. As water balloons continue to fly. Fortunately, Rack's Mike, as they say in the business, soupy poopy duty. Absolutely all over the place. So we'll get our best and brightest in BTV on that one, and hopefully get to hear from Rack either later tonight or tomorrow evening. Mr. Cruz, if you can still hear us, thank you so much for joining us. And now you've got some action. Double the opposite way for Dalton Cornett after he lined out his first at-bat an evening ago. A lot of tough luck for the pride of Pipapassis, Kentucky, but he finally finds a hole on the diamond.
And he's been finding a lot of extra base hit success thanks to going to the opposite field. We saw Cornett do that with a triple a couple of weekends ago, and now up to 6 opposite field knocks as Bryson Bloomer coming up to the plate with some swagger for the Animals.
Something I've never heard Bryson Bloomer say in his 2 summers as a collegiate Banana, nor his 2 years as a professional party animal. He just wants to talk about me.
You or himself?
No, I'm saying as in he wants to talk about Bryson Bloomer.
Just making sure.
Kid out of Lexington, Kentucky. Led the 2021 Collegiate Bananas in home runs with 6 on the summer. Strokes this one well. Cruz has a beat on it. He can't track it down, though. Back-to-back extra base hits for the Party Animals, a pair of 2-baggers as Bloomer drives in Cornett. And they have finally done some damage to Ryan Kellogg. They put a run across here in the 4th.
Well, this is the first time since the 24th of March that the Bananas have opted to let Ryan Kellogg work a 4th inning in a ball game, and a lot of that is because they do not want the Party Animals necessarily seeing Ryan Kellogg a second time around, and it's exactly what's happened. And for Cornett and Bloomer, after both being 0 for 1 against them in their first ABs, getting a little revenge and getting the Party Animals on the board.
And by the way, for folks who may have been wondering why back-to-back weekends Bryson Bloomer has had a night off after he played all 69 games on the Party Animals schedule a tour ago. He had surgery to fix a right hip labrum impingement in the offseason. Came back from his rehab a month early, as that is a superb behind-the-back trick play from DR Meadows. With a runner in scoring position and 1 run already home in the inning, he pulls off a doozy for his 27th trick of the year.
You've got to have a lot of confidence playing center field with a runner on second base to try a trick play of that caliber, and DR Meadows nailed it, and without having Bryson Bloomer advance up to third base either.
Bloomer couldn't believe what his 2022 Bananas collegiate teammate just pulled off to finish up on Bryson as Tanner Thomas retired. Now Noah Fisher, who was hit by a pitch his first time, steps in. Bloomer is taking it slow. He's been playing at pretty much 70 to 80% by his estimations, and he's trying to get back to 100%. His girlfriend Liz, a positive reinforcer in that respect. Oh my goodness! Ryan Cox between the legs. Eric Jones Jr. behind the back. It's a doozy of a double trick play to end the inning.
Well, just when you think this inning is only going to conclude with a trick play from the glove magician, Eric Jones Jr. for the 3rd time in his banana ball career goes with the behind-the-back reception at first base. And if he had missed coming up with that one, Bryson Bloomer would have been coming around to score a 2nd run for the Animals in this inning.
The Nanners with a 3-point lead are laying it out all on the line in the trick play department. Boy, those are back-to-back 2 of the best trick plays you will ever see. And Kellogg does get through 4 innings, just allowing the 1 run. It's on 4 hits, a ball for a sprint, a hit batter, only 1 strikeout. But Kellogg never known for the K's. He is a workhorse on the mound, a thinker. And he's not here to overpower anybody in Banana Land. He's going to keep you off balance and wear you down with his 5-pitch arsenal. Excellent work on the bump this evening.
who induced 5 groundouts to the Party Animals, all of them pretty weak contact. And aside from that, also helped out by his defense. Again, D.R. Meadows, Ryan Cox, and Eric Jones Jr. with some stellar trick plays. And also great baseball IQ from Bill Leroy while in hockey gear, catching a pop-up and doubling up Tanner Thomas trying to steal third base.
As we finish up Hey Baby with over 14,000 of our best friends here in the Camellia City. This is our 37th Banana Ball game of the year, the 150th Banana Ball game all time. And I am lucky enough to be calling my 150th Banana Ball game all time.
Ladies and gentlemen, now coming to hit.
She is the NCAA softball home run queen, number 78, Jocelyn Olo.
First pitch fastball, first strike from Jake Lialios to the 2-time Women's College Softball World Series champion. 1-1 count. Jocelyn 1 for 6 on the tour after she debuted for the Bananas a year ago in Oklahoma City. Fly ball driven deep down the right field line. Skoll on the run. Runs out of room, but it's caught by a fan. Jocelyn Olo fouls out to a fan, and the boos rain down from the full capacity crowd.
Number 7, Michael.
I'm not sure I've ever heard more boos in my life on a foul ball caught by a fan. That ball continued to slice down that right field line, and it was the reaction from Jake Skoll that gave it away as a fan caught foul ball, lifting both arms up with the catch and pointing it out. Unbelievable. Jocelyn Olo, of course, very surprised, had the hands on the helmet in shock.
Now Michael Deeb, who doubled and had Malachi Mitchell score in his stead as the Bananas walked off the first inning. The Party Animals have retrieved their hero who wore the right shirt to the ballpark. He's helping out his boys. It's a 2-1 count on Deeb as he watches the 12-6 curveball float below the knees. A lot of fastballs, changeups, and a few cutters to go with the big 12-6 bender. And now a 3-1 count on the former Notre Dame linebacker. Well struck to left center field. Hampton will track it down, tries to go behind his back, comes up empty. Deeb scampers into second and gets 2 bases on the trick play, missed as he duggies it out and represents the inning tying run.
And the Bananas are down 1 run in this inning, so great hustle from Michael Deeb, seeing the trick play missed as he was watching Hampton the whole way as he was rounding first base, and then turned on the Jets, was able to book it up to second, and the Bananas will keep him in this game to run for himself as well.
It's the second time through the order, so they could once again throw Flash in for him. That ball blasted out to dead center field. Too much launch angle to leave the building. Deeb will tag up and get over to third easily as Hampton gets it to Bloomer on 2 hops. And the inning tying run 90 feet away as Dan Ober steps up to the dish. Boy, Reese Alexiadis has been flirting with his first career Banana Ball home run after he led the Pioneer League with 29 bombs a summer ago. He's been the exit velocity king. Dan Ober second in that department. And it's always just been either a little too much launch angle or a little too little as RA's been slicing line drives all over the field.
And we've seen some of the deepest balls off of Reese Alexiadis' bat hit straight away to center field. If he just pulled them a little more, there were balls that otherwise could have possibly left the yard as Dan Oberst pops this one ranging in the shallow outfield grass. Jason Swan comes up with the catch, and the Party Animals cut into the Bananas lead. It is now a 3-1 ball game.
Jake Lialios earns the point. The Tucson, Arizona kid, with the help of that young Party Animal fan who grabbed the foul ball from Jocelyn Allo. And let's get it down to Emily Cole.
Emily Cole.
There are over 400,000 children and teens in foster care across the country without a permanent home. To raise awareness and bring families together, we created a nonprofit called Bananas Foster. This organization is dedicated to celebrating those who are already making a difference in the foster care world while educating and inspiring others to get involved. Tonight, Bananas Foster is celebrating Miss Mona. Mona has been a single foster mom since 2019. She learned about the need for more foster families and decided that she could make a difference by providing a home where children would be safe and loved. There are over 55,000 kids in foster care in California alone, and she has just welcomed a sibling set of 3, all under the age of 7. So she is a rock star. Fans, let's welcome Miss Mona and her family to the field and celebrate her for all she's doing in the foster care community.
Oh, shout out Miss Mona. And what a cute group of 3 girls she has on board, running all over the field, tracking down the banana ball. High fives galore. That's what Banana Land is all about.
For our Bananas Foster family of the game. For more information on Bananas Foster weekend, scan that QR code or text Bananas at 50155.
Mona, you are a superstar. As Emily Cole, Mona and company try and wrangle those little rascals who are running circles around them down on the field. We take a look at Ethan Scujay, who takes over for Ryan Kellogg.
Ethan Scujay was a workhorse for the Bananas in February and March, leading all pitchers with 29 innings pitched. But this is Scujay's only his 4th appearance since the month of April began, and that's in part due to an injury to his foot and a stomach ailment as well that sidelined him last weekend in Fresno. But across the last 3 times we've seen Scujay take the mound, he's generating 4 strikeouts to every ball 4 sprint that he's allowed, and averaging 4 minutes and 27 seconds per 3 outs that he's getting in opponents, batting just .244 against him this season. And he's got some family here as well, rocking some homemade King of the Strikeout jerseys as well, it should be noted.
The Party Animals shout out their hero. We helped them claim their first point of the ball game an inning ago. It's a 3-1 lead for the Nanners as Scujay stares down the bottom 3 in the Party Animals lineup. Foul ball not caught by the fans. Dustin Baber, Bronson Ballholm, and Jason Swan do the swing the sticks here in the 5th. Baber popped out into a double play his first time. We mentioned it when Higgins was on the mound in the bottom of the third inning, but Skujay, Higgins, and Krasminski, three guys lighting up the radar guns more than anybody else in Banana Land. Nice stroke there by Baber, but Meadows positioned perfectly as he backflips, loses the cowboy hat, grabs the banana ball. Second trick play of the night, 28th of the tour for the Doctor.
And completing trick plays in back-to-back innings for the Savannah Bananas. And it is the 8th time on tour this season that DR Meadows has had 2 trick plays in one game.
Dentists love him. He breaks out the floss. And now Bronson Ballholm turns around to hit from the left side.
I heard 10 out of 10 dentists actually recommend DR Meadows in center field, not Trident.
Surprised that none of the 10 dentists we interviewed for this question recommended Trident in center field for Banana Ball. DR's just that dominant. No Colgate, no Crest.
Well, Trident is chewing gum. So you might have been looking for Orbit, maybe some juicy fruit.
5. Cut and a miss! Ethan Skujay does what he does. Fired up as he blesses over 14,000 fans with free donuts courtesy of Duncan. Nobody gets the donut batter more often than the strikeout king of Banana Land.
And it's safe to say across the entire history of the donut batter as well, nobody gets more fired up after the punch out than Skujay as well.
Hands up to the heavens. Nice play in foul territory by Vava. As we've got a 1-1 count here on Swanee. Laced a double down the right field line his first time. Takes the cutter for ball 2. Gnarly 5-pitch mix from Skujay. The fastball 93 to 94 pretty consistently. Looked like the changeup right there, which is about 87 to 90. It's a hard changeup with biting movement in on righties away from lefties. And then the slider and curveball. He was throwing a splitter early on, but has traded that for the change. It was actually a switch that he started to make last time he was pitching professionally in Japan. As Swanee grabs a 2-base sprint, reaches second base for the second time tonight, and flips the Party Animals order on its head to Reese Hampton at the top, who will get his first at-bat from the left side. Roundouts to first and third base against Kellogg from the right-handed batter's box. Another battle between former Atlantic Leaguers. There's the changeup, it's a doozy. Skujay was with the Staten Island Ferry Hawks a year ago. Hampton with the Gastonia Honey Hunters in the summers of 2021 and 2022 before becoming a full-time banana baller. 0-2. Fastball just misses.
Well, between Hampton and Skujay, both of these competitors savor the at-bats they get against each other as Reese Hampton chops this one off the first base bag. Eric Jones Jr. with unbelievable reaction time is able to snag it, go under the legs with a feed to Ethan Skujay, and get Reese Lightning out. Oh my goodness!
EJ's putting on a defensive clinic. Grabs the tough ricochet, able to grab a trick play as he goes under the leg and gets it to Skujay, just ahead of Hampton bearing down the first base line. And the Charlotte, North Carolina native getting his fellow Charlotte Buddy Hampton over at first on one of the best plays you will ever see made by a first baseman. Just thinking in baseball terms, it was unreal he was able to make the adjustment, saved Scujay from giving up a run, and then he goes full banana ball mode and gets it between the legs for his second trick play of the night, 13th in as many tries on the tour.
And that's the part where, as a banana ball coach or even a fan in the stands, you hold your breath just a little bit, thinking that Jones Jr. might be trying to get a little too aggressive with the trick play try, but EJ trusting in himself, and again, an unbelievable play considering EJ starting 4 of his last 5 games behind the dish rather than at first base.
You get a look at the outstanding numbers across World Tour number 3 for Garrett DeClue. He gets a 2-seam fastball on the inside corner for strike 1 to Danny Hosley. Fascinating matchup off the jump for Big D. Pair of collegiate John Olerud Award finalists. When DeClue was at Brown University, Hosley at George Mason. And a nice piece of hitting, but lined straight into the mitt of Bloomer at the hot corner.
DeClue jumping ahead of Danny Hosley, went with the 0-2 breaking ball. Hosley trying to sit back on that one and still a little out in front, and that one lined directly to Bryson Bloomer with a nice snag.
The kid out of Callahan, Florida, the 5th pitcher in as many innings for the Party Animals. He's got 5, 6, and 7 for the Bananas. Hosley retired on the line out. Now Eric Jones Jr., who lined a walk-off single in the 2nd. And a victim of the gnarly DeClue changeup right there. It's a 5-pitch mix, 3 different fastballs, 4-seam, 2-seam, and a cutter. The changeup you just saw, and then the curveball as well, as this one is laced foul. We'll get another 0-2. That ball destroyed. Deep to left. Fisher on his horse. He's going to watch it. Sail on out of here. Eric Jones Jr. with his tour-leading 7th home run gets his 2nd walk-off of the game. And the Nanners up 4-1.
Last weekend in Fresno, California, Eric Jones Jr. collected a walk-off home run against Garrett DeClue in the 5th inning, and he does it a 2nd straight weekend. So a guy that DeClue is going to have to pitch to much more carefully in the coming outings. Bananas now up 4-1 as EJ fired up celebrating with Michael Deeb.
Another look, hanging curveball from DeClue. And Eric Jones Jr. sent it to the land of good and plenty. Down to Jake Lialios we go.
Over at the Party Animal side, the moms tend to love us. We've got some soon-to-be moms here, some pregnant women who are ready to strut their stuff. This is a competition we call the Pregnant Woman Dance-Off. First, let's meet our contestants. First here, I've got the lovely Danelle. She is 36 weeks pregnant, any day now. Next, we've got Claire. She is 34 weeks pregnant. Over here, we've got Sally. She is 31 weeks pregnant. And last but not least, wearing shades because her maternal glow is so bright, Katie, 30 weeks. Let's hear it for our contestants before we get started. All right, time to get started. Let's see who has the best moves. First up, Danelle, 36 weeks. Let's see it. Oh, she's flossing. Start him early. Oh, don't push it too hard. 36 weeks. All right. I'm not qualified to deliver this baby, so let's go to the next one. Claire, 34 weeks. Give it up. Oh. Yep. The roof is not her son yet, but she will raise it.
1.
And Sally over here. And last but not least, Katie. Let's see who did the best moves. First, let's hear some noise for Danelle. All right, pretty good, pretty good. Give it up for Claire. All right, and Sally. I like the sound of that. And last but not least, Katie, let's hear it.
He's so good.
All right, it sounds like Sally, you are our winner. Pregnant Woman Dance-Off. Thank you, everybody.
Always cracks me up when I hear Shark in the pregame festivities saying that we are requesting all pregnant women in their third trimester to report for duty down on the Bananas dugout. First or second trimester, you are not allowed.
It's time to go to battle, ladies.
So 4 fantastic contestants there. As Brett Helton and the boys go buck wild to Chase Acuff's Black Eyed Peas remixed Walk Up. 2, 3, and 4 for the Animals here in the top of the 6th, who need to get to work offensively. They won the 4th inning, claimed their first point of the night, but have lost every other frame, all by a score of 1 run to nothing. Full count as the cutter finds the inside corner. And it's a cut and a miss. An old-fashioned country hardball. Stinky cheese from Scoojay as he gets strikeout number 2 on his outing.
Decided with the count full, just get one over the plate and gas up Chase Acuff, and you see him a tick behind that pitch from Scoojay. And a good start to this 6th inning as the Bananas trying to keep the Party Animals off the board.
Acuff was having a great night. Line drive single as well as a line out to center. He was the hardest man to strike out in all of Division II baseball in 2018 when he was at Eckerd. Ended up finishing up at Rollins College. Chance for the fans here off the end of the bat from Skoll. They can't catch it. Jake struck out in the 1st, grounded out in the 4th.
And with the way Jake Skoll was walking out of the batter's box after that foul ball, just was almost so disappointed with the contact as that one was heading into the stands. I think he expected a fan to come up with the catch.
This one leaves the premises. It's been another fantastic banana ball game here in Sacktown. That one bounced off of Skoll, foul. Good battle here brewing. AJ coming off his tour-leading 7th home run after going long bombs away a dozen times last year to pace all hitters. He's at the peak of his powers once again.
Yeah, now the outright lead in the tour once again, and for EJ currently on pace to hit 17 long balls this season, which would be a new tour high in banana ball.
Well, at best, the record he currently holds by 5 for all of our math fans at home. That one fouled off just barely, and Scoojay continues to pound the zone. Skoll continues to spoil pitches. EJ separated himself from Reese Hampton, who sits at 6 home runs still, and had the 2nd most last year with 10. 360 from Scoojay. Just misses the outside corner as we were watching a replay of the previous foul ball. Cut and a miss. Scoojay wins the battle. Hard fought as he grabs his 3rd punch out.
They haven't been easy strikeouts in this inning for Ethan Scoojay, but he will take them nonetheless. Had to throw 6 pitches to Chase Acuff, and that was an 8-pitch battle with Jake Skoll right there.
Now it'll be Dalton Cornett. A double his last time, scored the run in the 4th inning. That led to the Party Animals' lone point so far tonight. Lined out his first time. He's been making a lot of square contact as of late. tough to do when you're swinging a round bat against a round ball coming in at 90-plus miles an hour. Another well-struck ball from Cornette, another base knock. He's 2 for 3 as he pounds that through the 4-hole.
Number 8, Bryson Bloomer.
Nabika, I don't want this to get lost on you because I feel like you might have missed it before Scooje delivered that pitch to Dalton Cornette, but I just got to commend the fan at the ballpark who brought their sign that said, "I'm lactose intolerant, but I love Big Butter."
I did miss it, and I appreciate you bringing that to my attention. A lot of great signs in Sacramento. There was one I wanted to comment on last night. Had to do with the 10th birthday and some fans coming all the way from Montana. Cut and a miss. Nice slider there from Scooje. Ball and 2 strikes on Bryson Bloomer. His double drove in Cornette 2 innings ago. Only run the Party Animals have scored so far in this ball game as Bloomer holds steady on the nice cutter there from Scooje. Nice running catch by Jackson Olsen on the flare from Bloomer. And it's 2 scoreless frames of relief for Scooge.
Looked like that ball might be one of those Texas leaguers or a blooper falling in for Bryson Bloomer. But instead, Jackson Olsen, a great first step, ranging out into that outfield grass and comes away with the 3rd out. Shutout frame for Scooge.
We honor all the service members, both past and present, here in Sutter Health Park, and pass that on to everybody outside of the almond capital of the world. Thank you so much for your service, everybody.
We thank you for your service.
And let's pop it up into the broadcast booth because it is time to give you the keys for the opportunity at a chance of free pair of shoes courtesy of Zappos with Josh Chalevsky, Biko Scala. Happy Big Tiger Friday, everybody, and may the odds ever be in your favor. Drum roll, please. Our buzzword tonight is giant. Giant, as we are in the home of the AAA affiliate of the San Francisco Giants. But it is giant, no S.
No plural. We are not looking for the plural version here tonight.
Singular giant.
And Biko, might I add, I mean, you really talked about how much you enjoyed our visit to Chancey Park last weekend.
I did.
Sutter Health Park, just another beautiful venue for banana ball, especially considering you get the really cool light-up River Cat sign right there in the center field scoreboard. And, of course, get a good look at the bridge over beyond that right field foul pole.
Yeah, Sacramento, it's a reason why it is the capital here of the Golden State when you have, obviously, legendary cities like San Francisco, Los Angeles, San Diego, all sharing the state. We love Fresno as well. Shout out San Jose. Our beloved Rancho Cucamonga. The Rancho Cucamonga.
There you go.
Potato. Sorry to everybody in Rancho.
I knew you'd figure it out.
Got there eventually. Brandon Crosby pinch hitting for Robert Anthony Cruz to kick off the bottom of the 3rd inning. Garrett DeClue out for his 2nd inning of work, as that'll be a strikeout of the former Pioneer League man. First K in Delano's relief appearance. Got a line out in the 5th before he gave up the walk-off homer to EJ. And Delano undeniably has been one of the best 3 pitchers on this tour with Danny Hosley and Drew Gillespie, but his results in relief have been substantially worse than when he starts the ball game with the banana ball in hand.
There's been quite a difference for Garrett DeClue. The earned run average sitting at 2.35 in games when Garrett DeClue starts on the mound versus when he comes out of relief. The ERA at 5.14 for Garrett DeClue, and it's really attributed to not generating as many strikeouts for him when he's coming out of the bullpen.
Pulls off a version of his patented crab dance. Custom 622 And that ball destroyed. Bill Leroy deep to left. It's tracked down by Fisher. A barrel from the Bananas captain, but he's going to have to hit the gym. That's warning track power.
And Bill having a little fun with Jason Swan before going back to the Bananas dugout. Looked like he was going to try and squat Jason Swan to make sure he had hit the weight room before that next AB to maybe see if he could get the next one to leave Sutter Health Park.
Got to juice up those thighs. Bill already with a substantial badonkadonk, as the kids say. Have to pack on a little extra down low. 1-1 count on Jackson Olsen. An infield single his first time. Chopped one off the mid of Connor Higgins. And this one rolled over to first. Swan to Delano. Nice barehanded grab just in time. A 1-2-3 frame. And it is our first scoreless inning of the night. It is still 4-1 Bananas as we head to the 7th. And DJ the Invader and Adam Virant as we get another look at the nice running snag from Noah Fisher. The Invader and Viro rolling out Matt Wolf, who will backflip off of his rodeo clown barrel. And the man out of Joy, Oklahoma, with a beautiful strike on his first warm-up pitch to Cowboy Kyle Lewis, subbing in for his 7-year teammate as Bill gets the rest of his gear on.
Bananas very pleased with the 2 innings they got from Ethan Scujay on the mound. Matt Wolf looking to piggyback off of that. He's climbing the hill for the 10th time on this 2024 World Tour. In Wolfie's last appearance, an inning pitched, gave up 2 hits to the Party Animals, but did not allow a run to them and induced 3 groundouts out on the mound and got 3 outs in 3 minutes and 51 seconds. And Matt Wolf just continues to be this ground ball machine when he takes the mound. He's induced 13 groundouts to just 6 flyouts on tour, has an 82 ERA+.
Scujay hadn't pitched since April 25th because of a pinched nerve in his right foot. That is a superb sign for the Bananas. Seeing 2 terrific innings from their man who has pitched professionally on 4 of the 7 continents we have here on planet Earth. Wolfie comes in for 6, 7, and 8. Tanner Thomas, Noah Fisher, and Dustin Baber. Mr. Tinder Thomas, a sprint his first time. Flew out into a trick play from DR Meadows his last trip to the plate.
Tanner 3 for 7 against Matt Wolf on this year's World Tour, but if Wolfie can just get past the Party Animals extra hitter, both Fisher and Baber behind him still seeking their first hit against the Bananas trick pitcher on the mound.
Over 30 pitches in the arsenal out of the man in his 3rd World Tour. The 360, one of his most infamous. A lot of bells and whistles as he led into that one, and that is a nice slider as he goes back to the 360 and evens up the count. Throws that one behind his head, and it is a doozy of a strikeout on Tanner Thomas. What a job by Wolf.
That is one way to throw an eephus pitch to Tanner Thomas. It's almost an exaggerated Tim Lincecum-like delivery from Matt Wolf, and perfect placement. That one with quick drop there. And Bill Leroy fired up about that K from Wolfie.
Turned out to be a turbo changeup with, as you mentioned, an eephus-like delivery. 2 balls, no strikes now on Noah Fisher. Wolf's 3rd strikeout of the season. And he'll just lob the 3-0. It does not make it to the plate in time, so a 4-pitch sprint for Fisher, who slams the brakes. All 7 Bananas fielders behind Wolf and Leroy get the banana ball around in short order. Fish on base for the 2nd time tonight. And how about Dustin Baber? Normally, he's chugging a brewski in his 3rd trip to the plate, but he's starting to mix it up. He had a spicy margarita back on Cinco de Mayo, and now here on night 2 in Sacramento, he's got a wine chug for us and takes care of the vino in short order.
The palate is expanding for Dustin Baber, and really impressive. He gave it a little swish around the mouth on first sip, spit it out, and then went for another drink, and then the chug. Pretty sure that's how you're supposed to drink wine right there.
That guy's done a couple tastings with Zach Frangela, a resident sommelier. One day I'll make it out to your aunt and uncle's vineyard in Montana, Mr. Frangelo. Said it here on live television, so now it has to happen. That one jams Baber. Cox tracks it down, tries to barehand it, and is going to juggle it and grab it on the tip drill with the glove. What a job by the glove magician.
All smiles after what was a crazy catch. All he can do is shrug, not really sure how he was still able to come down with the banana ball as that glove was behind his head and able to corral the ball. Wow!
Josh, I vote that's a trick play.
I still think that's a trick play as well.
It was not the trick play he intended, but boy did it end trickily. If
I mean,
that's
with
a word.
the glove behind the head like that?
Come on. Are you not entertained? How about the pickoff there under the leg from Wolf? Checks on Fisher over at first. Ball home once again from the left side. Struck out his last time against Skujay. Flew out from the right side against Kellogg. And he gets a 5-pitch sprint. The Bananas have to be careful on the sprint defense. They toss it around all of their fielders cleanly to keep Fisher from scoring. He goes from corner to corner. Second sprint of the inning given up by Wolf, and now he is in a pickle. Fisher at third, ball home at first. And the ever-dangerous Jason Swan, especially with runners in scoring position, at the dish.
2 for 3 against Matt Wolf on this year's World Tour, and Jason Swan with the .289 batting average with runners in scoring position.
Nice bender there by our resident Sooner as he goes to the 360 and spins that one down and away. Good block by Bill to save a run. Swan with a double and a 2-base sprint tonight. Wolf has to bear down here. Bender misses outside, and he is one bad one away from driving in Fisher from third. A deep breath, and the 3-1 is a healthy cut and a miss from Swan as Jordan Hussein, the designated runner, pinch running for ball home, swipes second. His 9th steal in 12 tries. Now the payoff. It misses down. And Swanee will pick up a pair of steaks and slam the brakes. He was thinking about 2 bases on the sprint like he achieved last time. We'll be happy with just 1 base with his 2 RBIs, up to 22 runs driven in on the year. And how about this? Oh! Acuff with the knee to Gillespie. Tremendous beard eye skills, and then Big Butta takes care of the table. Bills Mafia would be proud. That is FIFA-ing at its best right there from the Animal shortstop.
Makes me want to die up, I'll tell you what.
You're reading my mind, brah. Oh, the table's calling me. Wow. Fun celebration from the Party Animals. Pretty apropos for their brand. As this one is spanked up the middle. Reese Hampton finally gets himself a hit here in California. It's been a tough trip to the Golden State for one of the best hitters we've ever seen in banana ball.
Yeah, we had seen across the last 3 games, Reese Hampton without a base knock. Did have a sac fly last night for the Party Animals, but pleased to start to raise that batting average once again as the inning continues with Chase Acuff now in the batter's box against Matt Wolf.
We've seen his FIFA skills. What can he do with the bat? Hot shot, but grabbed by Cox. It goes between the legs, throws a seed across the diamond, and that will staunch the bleeding. 2 runs for the Animals on 3 ball, 4 sprints, and a single. And we'll get it down to the young professor.
Because I started my career as a combat sports announcer, and we got some combat sports for you here in Banana Land. We call this one the blindfolded pillow fight. I've got Marcus, Gabe, Brett, and Tristan. They're going to be fighting here in front of you blindfolded, and you're going to pick who the best fighter is. First, we're going to disorient them, and then we're going to send them. All right, fellas, we're going to spin when I say go. On your marks, get set, go. Let's spin it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fight! Here we go. Fight! Here they go. Oh, there's contact. Stick and move. Stick and move. And Brett is ferocious over there. Tristan and Gabe and Marcus is getting too close to me. This is a fight for the ages. In 3, 2, 1, stop the fight. Stop the fight. All right, fans, it's time to vote for who you think the winner is. Do you think the winner is Marcus? Do you think the winner is Tristan? Do you think the winner is Gabe? Or do you think the winner is Brett? Your winner, Brett!
In Mr. Helton's honor, Brett is victorious in the blindfolded pillow fight. And we head to the bottom of the 7th inning. Still more than 30 minutes on our 2-hour timer. Ryan Cox in the 10 hole due to swing it, then D.R. Meadows and Michael Deeb at the top. Coxie with the well-struck walk-off single to win the 3rd inning in his lone at-bat so far tonight. Look out! Jake the Magician coaching first base. Nearly had his head taken off as he continues to battle an invisible tug-of-war opponent.
I don't think that's part of the act.
Confused by the bit going on over there. You don't get to see any of it, so just going into radio broadcasting mode. Delano wondering if Cox checked his swing. Vincent Chapman never makes the decision himself, nor asked for help from Dan Vetter, the third base umpire. But from my terrific vantage point, I think Coxie did hold up as this one popped into shallow center. Nice job, Chase Acuff tracking that down and making a fine sliding play.
3 fielders all in one shared space on the diamond. It's Chase Acuff, the captain of the infield for the Party Animals, calling off Dustin Baber and Reese Hampton, the Party Animals center fielder. Another sensational play by Acuff this season.
Well, after Cox takes care of Acuff to end the top of this inning with a delightful trick play, Acuff gets revenge on Cox to start the bottom half as this one laced to center field, and it's the Bananas center fielder lining out to his counterpart. For out number 2, here's Jesse Cole.
Coming to bat, the world's tallest hitter. Please welcome Dakota Stilts Albritton.
The tallest man in all of sports looks to extend the inning. The Bananas trail by 2 runs. Dakota needs to reach base to give his squad a chance to tie the 7th. The last time Dakota faced off against Delano, he was struck out on a fastball.
Yeah, you are surely never going to get any cookies from Garrett Delano, even if you're batting on stilts. And you see just Delano coming at him with power, nothing but heaters at the moment.
Neither of those pitches were very juicy. 0-2 on stilts. Paul Holmes says once again, let's go with the high heat as Delano sends that one to the backstop. Dakota not the fleetest of foot. So it would have been a foolish idea to try and steal first base. Vincent Chapman standing on his box, ready to call the 4th pitch of the AB, and it is a pinch high. No, Vincent Chapman does in fact call strike 3 on stilts. Looked great to me. I think the call was correct, even if the over 14,000 fans disagree. 2nd point of the night earned for the Party Animals. They now trail by 2 with 2 innings to go. The fans are attempting to challenge that call. That's not challengeable. You simply cannot challenge a strike or ball call, so that's fake news. And Christian Dearman, Mr. Electric in his 6th year as a Savannah Banana, moving it and grooving it on the mound, as he has been known to do across his 3 collegiate summers and now 3 years as a professional banana baller.
Dearman pitching in back-to-back weekends for the Savannah Bananas, the first time he's done that this season after opening the year with a few shoulder issues, but making appearance number 6 this season. Opponents batting just 167 against Dearman this season, but the only problem for Dearman out there on the mound, he has allowed ball force sprints to 25% of the batters that he's faced this season. It's really the only thing that he needs to work on so far in 2024, and unfortunately issued a ball force sprint in his last outing that did lead to the first earned run of his season.
The numbers overall still terrific, though, for the pride of Pembroke Pines, Florida. He's done an excellent job of stranding men on base.
And just another thing you know you're going to get when Dearman climbs the hill is a guy who works very quickly out on the mound. The minute he gets that banana ball back in glove, he is already set and ready to deliver another pitch. Dearman with 6 career innings, thrown in less than 2 minutes in his banana ball career.
1 pitch. 1 out. Jackson Olsen had to wait a long time for that thing to fall out of the sky, but Dearman takes care of one of the greatest hitters in banana ball history in short order. Now Dalton Cornett. Fastball poured in there for strike 1. Dearman, another one of these funky righties in Banana Land as he gets Cornett to chase. Fastball, sinker, slider, splitter. Nothing is straight, and he's got pitches that move in every which way as that one chopped just barely foul.
And he's a different look out there on the mound. Really the only Savannah Bananas pitcher consistently throwing from a sidearm angle, and can be really tough to pick up as a batter. As 0-2, the Bananas try and give Dalton Cornett a scare as Bill Leroy set up behind the tuchus of Cornett.
Dearman wondering why Vincent Chapman didn't call that strike 3. Just a bit inside, Mr. Electric. Backdoor bender does not find the plate count even at 2-2. And just like that, full count to Cornette. It was a tough cookie to strike out. Only 8 Ks compared to 6 ball, 4 sprints on the year is Reese Alexiadis. Now in right field, has that for out number 2.
Great pitch there from Christian Dearman. Ran that one inside on Dalton Cornette, and Cornette thought that he could turn on that one, maybe line it down that right field line, but got under it just a hair and wound up in the glove of Reese Alexiadis instead.
Now guys who were 2021 Collegiate Bananas teammates face off. That ball barreled. Check that, off the end of the bat. Looked good. Oh my goodness gracious! DR Meadows, you are out of your mind. Third trick play of the ball game. That one on a full sprint behind his back. Nobody does it like the doctor.
Had a late jump getting to that banana ball and wasn't really set up in a position where he looked like he was even going to try for the trick play. 3 trick plays in one game for the doctor on an absolute tear defensively.
He's now 29 for 31 in his trick play attempts on the tour, as Jesse Cole orders the lights to be cut off and the tradition of yellow to commence. The kid out of Vidalia, Georgia, a guy who only played a tiny bit of outfield in his first of 5 collegiate seasons, came to the Bananas halfway through the summer of 2022, primarily played second base with a pinch of third and a smidge of short mixed in. Never played the outfield as he helped the Nanners win their 2nd straight Pettit Cup. It was a guy that simply had to be kept around in Banana Land for a plethora of reasons. And the only hole in the Bananas field defensively going into the 2022 Summer Series was in center field. And because he's a superhuman son of a gun, if DR didn't figure it out, and there is nobody in the stratosphere of DR Meadows when it comes to outfield trick plays in banana ball history. And Jesse Cole, I know DR's got to make you feel like you're on top of the world having him the captain of your outfield.
We love you so much, Banana Nation. Now let's go, Bananas!
That's how I would feel too if I was the owner of this ball club.
Well, everything you've said has been spot on, Biko, and I know for all the rookies entering banana ball, DR's a guy whose brain they love to pick, especially when it comes to performing trick plays in the outfield. And trick plays tonight have very much been dominated by the Savannah Bananas. 10 total trick plays in tonight's ball game. 9 of them have come from the boys in yellow.
Good look at the Tower Bridge Gateway from our vantage point here in West Sacramento. Connects us to downtown and Old Town Sacramento, which is one of the most unique places on this great earth that I've ever stumbled into. Myself, Josh, our guy Sam Bauman, the Italian rapscallion Chris Sacchi, Ian Schrift of Instagram legendary status, as Swan calls off Delano and grabs that Alexiadis pop fly. If you have not seen Ian Schrift's most recent Instagram reel, well, you're not one of the, last I checked, over 10 million people who have. That guy's on fire.
You're probably living under a rock, one might say.
Correct. But all of that just to say that the 5 of us got to experience Fanny Ann's. Yeah.
Spot on.
Spot on. Fanny Ann's in Old Town Sacramento. One of the most delightful joints that I've ever got to be a part of in my life, as that is 2 pitches And 2 outs for Delano. Bryson Bloomer goes behind his back for his 19th trick play and 21 tries here on his second tour. Smooth as silk.
And again, we talked about it when looking at the Party Animals defensive graphic tonight with Bloomer now up to 19 trick plays. He's on pace to eclipse his total last year of 40 by far.
Shout out Willie's as well in Old Town Sacramento. If you like yourself a hamburger with some chili on it, son of a gun, I've never had a better hamburger with chili on it in my life.
I don't know if I've ever had a better onion ring.
Oh, I have not. That's a fact. Oh,
I was like, you are glossing over
that would have been a big miss.
a very important aspect of our visit.
They make beignets there. We're pretty far away from Baton Rouge, but we were too stuffed from the hamburgers and onion rings to dabble in the beignets. We suspect, though, that the onion ring's so special because they're made with, if not the same batter, a similar batter that they're saucing up those beignets with.
Just the slightest hint of a sweetness to the onion ring, and it didn't just come from the onion itself.
No.
I'm positive.
I mean, every onion you bite right through, you're not pulling one of those out. A dreaded experience of an onion ring eater. Then all of a sudden, you've just got a big thing of
breading.
Right.
Ugh.
Just fried whatever.
That can't be good for you.
All of a sudden, you're looking at it, you're like, I don't even know what this is. When there was an onion in it, it was an onion ring. Now, I mean, I don't know if our people were supposed to eat this kind of food. Swing and a miss. Nice curveball there from Delano. He tosses a 1-2-3 eighth. Here's the young professor.
On the scoreboard, heading into the top of the 9th inning, the score is now 4 points for the Savannah Bananas to 2 points for the Party Animals. But here is the thing about the game of banana ball. In the final inning, every run counts for a point. That means the Party Animals can still score. They can still put up runs. 2 will make this game a little bit longer. On the other side, the Bananas need just 3 outs to shut it down and win here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen of Sacramento, get on your feet and welcome to the final inning.
Hey, let's meet our ring dudes for tonight. On top of the Party Animal dugout, Alios. And on the Bananas dugout, number 21, Jared Donaldson. And number 12, Cowboy Kyle Louie.
As much as Josh and I would like to continue to wax poetic about Old Town Sacramento and Fanny Ann's and Willie's in particular, this is the most important juncture of our ball game tonight. The Bananas lead 4 points to 2. And as Lealios, Donaldson, and Lewigs go buck wild on their respective dugouts, Austin Krasminski takes over on the mound. The former Angels and Cubs minor leaguer is settling in and knocking on the door of that top echelon of pitchers in banana ball. He has been unbelievable as of late.
Last weekend in Fresno, Austin Krasminski recorded the first 2 saves of his banana ball career in back-to-back games for the Savannah Bananas. He has a 1.56 ERA plus this season, indicating he's been 56% better than the tour average pitcher this year. And it should be noted, the Party Animals batting just 167 against Austin Krasminski this season, which is the lowest mark among all qualified pitchers on this 2024 tour.
There's a reason why the Angels signed him out of Gulf Coast State College. He was at Belmont University in Nashville for a year before he spent a season in Panama City, Florida. He has the pride of Fleming Island, Florida to start off the top of the 9th. Healthy hack and a miss from Tanner Thomas as he drives this deep to left. Showtime's got a beat on it, and Brandon Crosby has out number 1. 6, 7, 8 for the Animals. Noah Fisher coming up to the dish. Dustin Baber on deck. Krasminski Starting to feel right at home in Banana Land. A 2017 collegiate Banana before he was signed by the Angels. It was a brief stay, just a few weeks before affiliated ball came calling. He is back and better than ever. And on the bouncer to Olsen between the legs, a trick play. The Chris Monster is one out away from a Bananas victory.
In the final inning, still no fear from Jackson Olsen, fielding that one off the bat of Noah Fisher and putting just enough mustard on that banana ball to get it to Eric Jones Jr. It's now Dustin Baber, the only man standing in the way of the Savannah Bananas' 22nd win on this year's tour.
A tough task for Baber. He has to reach to make Bronson Ballholm or a golden batter for the Party Animals, the game's tying run. Kuzminski starts him out with the fastball that sits about 93, 94 miles an hour. Baber also has to look out for a circle changeup and a slider.
And was behind on that first offering from Austin Kuzminski. And for all of the good things we've seen from Dustin Baber, especially as of late, still a man looking for his first hit in the 9th inning this season, and he gets it after being behind on the heater from Austin Kuzminski, and now we'll throw it down to the young professor.
Are going to the golden batter, hitting in the place of Bronson Ballholm. The Party Animals golden batter, Reese Hampton.
The broadcaster's jinx working to perfection for Baber. He's pinch run for by Jordan Hussein, the Animals' designated runner. And the legendary Reese Hampton steps in and takes a fine cut at the first pitch fastball.
And this is a great decision by Mike Vivacis and the Party Animals. We did not see a golden batter in last night's game, nor across the 3 games in Fresno last weekend. You've got the game-tying point in the batter's box, and a man just one off the tour lead this season with 6 home runs.
1 for 4 on the night. Notched his first hit since a 3 for 5 performance night 1 in Fresno, and he's plunked. That certainly did not feel good. Looked like it was right off the knee. And surprisingly, not a sign of a limp for the former Detroit Tigers and Arizona Diamondbacks minor leaguer. He represents the game's tying run. And now a shirtless Jason Swan represents the go-ahead as you get another look at the foul ball. Yeah, I mean, it certainly didn't hit anywhere but one of his knees. Reese is tougher than me. It would still be on the ground, Peter Griffin style. Would have had to call an ambulance. That one to the backstop. Pass ball as Leroy can't handle it. And that moves the game's tying run up into scoring position. Hampton still running for himself. No, not true at all. Ballholm has pitched run for him. Since he's the golden batter, you can insert anybody on your bench. And now a 3-1 count on Jason Swan. Kuzminski, one bad pitch away from tying this game. There it is. It's a ball high, and we will be knotted at 4 points apiece. Hussein scores. Ballholm right behind him. Swan stays at first with his 3rd sprint of the ball game, his 3rd and 4th runs driven in. And it is 4-4.
And Jason Swan fired up, reaching base safely at first. A very disciplined night for him has paid off in major ways for the Animals.
A double and 3 ball 4 sprints. He takes off for second. Reese Hampton back at the top of the order, flies out to his counterpart in center. And we're going to the bottom of the 9th. Here comes the young professor.
And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, the Party Animals strike and tie up the game. It is now 4 points for the Bananas, 4 points for the Party Animals. But once again, every run counts for a point in this inning. The Bananas only need to score 1 run to walk this off. If we are tied, we will go to a one-on-one showdown. Ladies and gentlemen of Sacramento, this is high-stakes banana ball. This is it!
We need you! We need 1 run to walk this off! So get those hands clapping, Sacramento!
Did you expect anything less from the 150th banana ball game ever played? Over 14,000 fans on hand, tied for the 4th largest crowd in our young sports history, and they have been treated to a doozy. Niners were up 4 points to 1, 5 innings in. But the Party Animals win the 7th inning to grab another point. And then with 2 outs, Dustin Baber singles. The golden batter, Reese Hampton, is plunked. And Jason Swan works a 2-run sprint to tie the game. Now Garrett DeClue is back out on the bump and has to face down Eric Jones Jr., who got the Bananas their 4th point with a walk-off home run in the 5th.
It's that opportunity for Garrett DeClue to right the wrongs of earlier tonight. Pitch to Eric Jones Jr. a lot more carefully as he goes first pitch heater and misses down and away.
The 5th was DeClue's first of his relief appearance. He has bared down since then. That one jams Jones, but he will reach, takes a big turn, and will head back to first. Here comes the young professor once again.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Savannah Bananas are going to their golden batter, hitting in the place of Brandon Crosby. Please welcome DR the Doc Meadows.
Only DR's 2nd career appearance as the golden batter. His first, as you can see on the graphic, went well.
Got the base knock for the Bananas, and we mentioned it last night. It bears repeating tonight. DR Meadows, an .857 batting average in the 9th inning. It climbs even higher, and he's drawn 3 ball 4 sprints in the 9th as well. This guy always living up to the big moments for the Bananas.
3 trick plays on the evening. That's his first base knock.
Ladies and gentlemen, do me a favor, get those hands.
He's a perfect 2 for 2 in his golden batter career. Nobody is as clutch as the kid out of Columbus State. Malachi Mitchell, the designated runner, pinch running for EJ, moves into scoring position, the fastest man in Banana Land. 23 for 25 in his stolen base attempts, leading the Bananas with 31 runs scored. As this one is tapped to third, Bloomer will field it in fair territory, takes care of Leroy. He had a fascinating decision there. He could have tried to let it go foul. Instead, he gets the out, and the game's winning run is now 90 feet away.
It's a questionable decision by Bryson Bloomer. Could possibly try and wait out fielding that ball to see if it would roll foul. But in the event that you do that and it stays fair all the way to that third base bag, you've got bags full and still no outs. So for Bloomer, would rather opt to get 1 out for the Party Animals here and hope for Garrett DeClue now taking the mound. He can induce soft contact to Jackson Olsen with the infield now shaded in, or aim for the strikeout against the grade 8.
Ground ball, grabbed by Baber, throw home, not in time. Jackson Olsen walks it off. The Naders win it 5-4.
And unsurprisingly, a challenge issued from the Party Animals. The Bananas all out on the field, but we'll take one more look at this play to see if it leads to a Bananas walk-off win or the Party Animals extending this game further.
We're ready to rumble. We've got the minute timer going. We're looking at the replay now. And I think there's close to a 0% chance this is being overturned. It was pretty obvious on the field.
He's very safe, guys.
Yes, Malachi Mitchell is safe. The game is over.
The ruling on the field is confirmed. The Bananas win. Final score 5-4.
You can see the emotion on the face of Bronson Ballholm there. It just shows how much this means to these guys on both sides. Many folks think this is just the Harlem Globetrotters of baseball. It's just a show. Of course, there's a pretty substantial entertainment aspect, but this is the greatest rivalry that any of these players have experienced, and they are leaving it all out on the field each and every night. The Bananas, the victors here. They get to boogie at the center of it all, and Bill Leroy gets to shout out his buddies.
It's time to meet your winning squad. Entertainers Alex Ziegler, Malachi Mitchell, Maceo with infielder Dalton Malden. And starting pitcher, number 49, Ryan Kellogg. And behind the plate, myself, Bill Leroy. And for our pitching staff, Cowboy Kyle Louise, Ethan Scooge, Christian Dearman, DJ the Invader, Andy Archer, Jared Donaldson, Austin Krasminski, and Zach Phillips. And swinging out wide, the boys that do it all. Number 3, Eric Jones, and number 18, Danny Hosley. And for the boys in the infield, Jackson Olsen, Ryan Cox, Brandon Crosby, Danny Oberst, and Rack Robert Anthony Cruz. And the boys in the outfield, D.R. Meadows, Noah Bridges, Michael Deeb, Reese Alexiadis, and Jocelyn Allo. And our pitching staff, Adam Byron, Ray Ortega, and Tyler Gillum. And the tallest man in sports, Dakota Stilts Albritton.
One more time for your Savannah Bananas! Thank you so much for your amazing Sacramento. We're not done yet. The players, the cast, everyone, we're gonna make our way out in front of the stadium to thank you, take pictures. We love you guys so much, Banana Nation. We'll see you outside.
What a second ball game of the 3 we have on the schedule here in Sacramento. The Party Animals win a thriller 2-1 last night. The Bananas looks like they're blowing out the Animals for the first half of the ball game. They're up 4-1. They were up 3-0, 3 innings in, and then all of a sudden those Animals with their terrific offense make it very interesting. 2 runs in the 9th inning. Of course, every run scored in the 9th counts as a point, so that ties the game up, and we get a little bottom of the 9th action. EJ with the single, DR is the golden batter with the single, and then it's just the speed of Malachi Mitchell. Even with the infield in, pretty much a perfect play from Dustin Baber. Never had a chance at the son of the United States Olympian in Flash the Kid. Nanners walking off 5-4.
The 150th banana ball game of all time was truly a thriller from start to bottom. A lot of good things that we saw from both of these ball clubs. The opener situation finally not really going the Party Animals' way, with the Bananas opening with 3 points. But really the big takeaway from this ball game comes from the final inning of play that we saw tonight. And of course, we mentioned an inning ago, or in that final inning, that the golden batter had not been used last night between the Bananas and Party Animals. It had not been used as well across the 3 games in Fresno, California. And tonight, both the Party Animals and the Bananas opt to use their golden batters, and they do pay dividends. Even though Reese Hampton is hit by the pitch against Austin Krasminski, that doesn't necessarily happen if Krem isn't trying to pitch Reese Hampton so close out there on the mound, respecting Hampton's prowess as a batter. Just ran one a little too inside, and of course that led to Jason Swan drawing the ball for a sprint that tied up the game for the Party Animals. Now in the bottom of the 9th, after Eric Jones Jr. is able to reach with a leadoff single, the Bananas opt to use their golden batter and give it to their best hitter on tour this year, DR Meadows, still batting over 400. And once again, DR Meadows comes through in the final inning of play. An opposite field single on Bill Leroy's ground out. Both he and Malachi Mitchell pinch running for Jones, move up to third and second, and Jackson Olsen able to hit one hard enough to lead to that game-winning point for the Bananas. So it really bears being said that you use the golden batter to try and win ball games, and we saw both the Party Animals and the Bananas use that. It worked out for the Party Animals in at least tying up the ball game, and for the Bananas, that golden batter did lead to their 22nd win tonight.
It's always easy to be a Monday morning quarterback. Garrett DeClue had retired 9 straight Bananas going into that 9th inning, but he's facing Eric Jones Jr., who homered off him and the second batter that he had faced all evening. EJ homered off of DeClue a weekend ago in Fresno as well. Now, it was not a barrel. It ended up being a bloop single for Eric Jones Jr., but it kickstarts the game-winning rally for the Bananas. You still have a guy like Drew Gillespie in the bullpen, who has been one of the best pitchers on this tour, right up there with DeClue, who only threw 17 pitches last night and nailed down his 7th save in as many tries. He does not get used, and the Party Animals are back down 7 games on this tour. They're now 15-22.
It's a very difficult decision for the Party Animals, especially considering Garrett DeClue across the previous 3 innings before the 9th had retired 9 straight Savannah Bananas,
right,
and each of those 3 innings were thrown in less than 3 minutes for the right-hander. But you had to be wary of the fact that Eric Jones Jr. was leading off the inning against him, and Garrett DeClue hasn't always lived up to the moment in the final inning of play or in showdowns. We saw that in the middle of the 2023 tour when he made a transition to the bullpen. And once again, you figure that if this game had gone to showdowns, not quite sure Garrett DeClue would have been the man taking the mound for the Party Animals, as Drew Gillespie has consistently been that guy for them in any round of showdowns.
The 150th Banana Ball game of all time, the 150th Banana Ball game I've had the pleasure of broadcasting with fans in attendance. We don't want to talk about the numerous ones we have done for practice. So emotional, it's brought a tear to my eye. Boy, am I happy to be in Banana Land. It's taken me to the other side of the country, and what a glorious young sport it is. This was a phenomenal way for 150.
It was truly a stellar game, and a game that the Bananas needed and the Party Animals did not want to lose either. We talked about it in this pre-show. The Party Animals really great at grabbing those Game 1 W's, but it's been Games 2s and 3s in series that have really killed them. They are going to sorely need a win in tomorrow's finale here in Sacramento.
Yeah, that is a fact right there. The city of Sacramento will be on the line. It'll be the rubber match for the capital of California. 7 p.m. Pacific, 6:30 p.m. will be the pregame show. Of course, fast forward 3 hours for all of our dear friends on our beloved East Coast. I suspect Danny Hosley probably gets the start for his 3rd straight time on a 3rd game in a series for the Bananas. Maybe goes 2 to 3 inning. That is all just You know?
Speculation.
That's the exact word I was looking for. Thank you very much. And for the party animals, you could bet your bottom dollar it will be Sean Fluke kicking things off as long as his hand continues to allow him to do that. It will be a phenomenal game tomorrow, game 151 in Banana Ball history. Before we say goodbye tonight and see you on the morrow, we've got to give away a pair of shoes courtesy of our friends over at Zappos. Drum roll, please. Stephanie Marco, thank you so much for hanging out with us here on a Big Tiger Friday, and congratulations on your free pair of shoes courtesy of Zappos, the cast and crew that made this show possible. It always starts with the coordinating producer of BTV on this California trip, our resident California girl, Kylie Sadamka, unbelievable calling all the shots up here in the booth, and our other California girl, Emerson Elmgren, the Iron Horse of BTV, who is north of 150 straight games that she's worked on with Bananas Television, of course. That goes back into the old Coastal Plain League days. On the third base camera, Jeff Haynes. Terrific job, Mr. Haynes, my friend. On the high home, Logan Flair. Back-to-back nights that he has been unbelievable. On the center field cam, Paul Riggs. Great to have somebody out there getting some shots that are so important for us. On the low home, the Lexpert, Lexton Fowler, a.k.a. Battlestar Galactica. One of the best in the biz and becoming an Iron Horse in Lex's own right. For the folks on the other side of the country, this broadcast directed by the straw that stirs the delicious drink that is Bananas Television, Mr. Chad Reese, the best hair in Banana Land. Our technical director, Griffin Ellis, pressing all the right buttons, and you betcha he's pressing them at all the right times. Our replay dominated by Jackson Hamilton. That guy always gives us heaters on the second and third and fourth looks. On the audio, Nicholas the Boss Keldy. That would be Cowboy Kel Diggity and DJ Squints, a man of many names and even more talents. On the scorebug, Michael Basista, all reliable. Michael, you are just as good as they come, my friend. And on the graphics, you could bet a bajillion dollars who these two are. It's Julia Massey sending them out. It is Mikey O'Connor updating the stats on said graphics. They are the best you could ever find, not just in the Northern Hemisphere, but in the other three as well. Thank you so much to our moderators in the chat, Colbite _ and Scott Thompson. A special shout out to our Italian rapscallion, the video legend himself, Mr. Chris Sacchi, who is the best in the biz and had a big hand in our broadcast this evening. Shout out Zach Bro, who continues to gallivant around the country, and you never know where he is, but son of a gun, if he isn't doing a heck of a job at life, and he deserves to be shouted out for that. Thank you so much to Robert Anthony Cruz for hopping on the mic with us this evening, and thank you to the executive producers of Bananas Television, Jesse, Emily, Carrie Cole, as well as Jared Orton, for letting us do what we do. Josh Talevsky, you were incredible on the color commentating and statistical savanting.
Biko Scala, as much fun as it has been to spend with you in Old Town Sacramento, I had even more fun calling the 150th Banana Ball game with you tonight.
Retweet, my dear friend. I am, as Josh said, Biko Scala, saying so long for now. The Bananas walk it off in the ninth in a thriller. 5-4 the victors. Our rubber match for Sacramento is tomorrow, as we've mentioned, 7 p.m. Pacific time first pitch, 6:30 p.m. for the pregame show. Until we see you then, we will see you later!
We're off to sail the 7 seas.